here.
Okay, it is January 6th, 2026. We are in the Habits of Health, part 2.3, the catalyst to reaching a healthy weight and healthy fueling. And we are going to start on page 200.
Okay, well, that's
So
exactly where my bookmark was.
there you go.
It
Okay.
hasn't been that long. Gosh.
Hey, yeah, been about 3 weeks. So
Yeah.
let's see. In this part, habits of healthy weight management. So in this part, I'm going to outline the system I have found most effective to help people who need to lose a lot of weight. This plan will get you results right out of the gate and give me time to teach you my healthy eating system. We'll use this incredible tool to help you lose weight and begin your journey towards optimal health. Then, in part 2.4, Dr. A's Healthy Eating System, I'll outline my healthy eating plan, which will empower you to have complete command over your eating environment. You will learn a comprehensive approach that provides the techniques, shopping methods, and a meal plan that will deliver your body a full array of healthy foods. But first, let me describe this tool that I use daily to help people start their journey to optimal health. If you're still a little skeptical, keep reading and you'll learn how easy it is to get going. Healthy Fuelings as a catalyst to success. And I'm going to read the sidebar. Dr. A says healthy fuelings are a powerful tool as part of a comprehensive approach to healthy eating. A lot has changed since portion-controlled meal replacements were first developed in 1970s. Originally created to spur weight loss in extreme obese, high-risk patients, PCMRs provide specific combinations of nutrients in small dose controlled portions that protect lean muscle while burning fat. Patients in those days receive all their nutrients from these packets, often taken in as few as 300 calories per day. PCMRs were extremely efficient at helping patients lose weight, but they were also criticized, especially when used long term. Medical experts complained that those early PCMRs didn't teach people healthy eating habits. Patients also found that PCMRs expensive and restrictive. Fast forward today, medically proven low-calorie portion-controlled meal replacements have undergone significant improvements in the last few decades. In fact, I truly believe that they're on the verge of becoming an overnight sensation, or at least an integral part of many of our lives. Why? Because they're a powerful tool, not as a complete diet in and of themselves, but as a part of a comprehensive approach to healthy eating, and one that's coming just in the nick of time. Our fast-paced society puts tremendous demand on us. As a result, we're facing a deterioration of our health. That's just not sustainable. We need a breakthrough. Now, I realize that meal replacements alone can't do the trick. As I've already discussed, isolated weight control strategies that don't address the whole person and their unhealthy lifestyle are universally unsuccessful. In fact, there's not one documented case of a standalone diet, drug, or dietary supplement that has brought about consistent, sustained weight control over long term by itself. A well-orchestrated, comprehensive approach that includes lifestyle change and proper support is extremely effective in sustaining long-term health. The Habits of Health Transformational System is such an approach. One of the most critical components of the Habits of Health is eating small, healthy meals throughout the day that are portion controlled and low glycemic. But for many of us, finding the time and energy to prepare these meals can be daunting. And then there's the learning curve. Teaching you to fix healthy, low glycemic meals is one of my most important goals, but I'm also a realist. I know, for example, that most of you have never programmed your microwave and that the LED clock is probably still blinking. We just have too much on our plates. No pun intended.
Mhm.
Today, more than ever, we need an easy, straightforward approach to healthy eating and energy management, a catalyst to get the ball rolling. Think of yourself as a jet on the runway. Takeoff requires a huge amount of energy, but once you've reached your cruising altitude, you can settle down into a comfortable rhythm. Healthy fuelings will help you get to altitude by minimizing the effort of planning meals and making a lot of choices at the beginning. And before you know it, you'll be cruising towards health. I know this from experience because I could never seem to find the time to eat healthy. I was standing still, getting heavier and heavier, until one day I started looking for answers and found the technology of Fuelings. And that made all the difference. My own journey with Fuelings. As a critical care physician working as many as 110 hours some weeks, I was eating and living the habits of disease. Up at 5 a.m., grab a glass of high glycemic orange juice, like many of you. I thought that was a healthy start to my day. And off to the hospital. By 10 a.m., I was ravenous from the hypoglycemia as a result of my sugar-laden OJ. So I'd satisfy those cravings by sneaking in a piece of candy from a patient's nightstand. I was never short on high glycemic ways to elevate my blood sugar enough to get through the next surgery. Add in long hours, 10 p.m. dinners, poor sleep, not enough exercise, and soon enough, I started gaining weight. 27 pounds, nicely concealed by the drawstring of my scrubs. I was headed down the path to disease, so I decided to do something about it. But I realized that I had no idea how to change my bad habits to healthy ones. I didn't really understand how to eat healthy, and besides, I had no time to cook. That's when I discovered pre-packaged low-calorie meals. And thankfully, they helped me lose that accumulated weight in a relatively short period of time. Now I've enjoyed 17 years at a healthy weight. I get 8 hours sleep a night, and I have plenty of time to spend with family and friends. Whether in the format of healthy fuelings or whole foods, I eat low glycemic menu every day. I've gotten pretty good at picking healthy foods, both at home and when out to eat. I'm actually eating great at fixing, I'm getting great at fixing a large salad now that the lettuce comes pre-washed, already cut, and I just throw in some cut veggies, walnuts, and a drizzle, a little extra virgin olive oil and vinegar, and I'm good to go. It is the prepackaged low-calorie fuelings that have made all the difference. These fuelings are especially helpful when I'm busy, on the road, or just feeling lazy. Grabbing a packaged low-calorie meal that has a nutritional footprint, which ensures my body is getting a healthy fueling without having to think about it, helps me to eat as a little something every 3 hours, and eating every 3 hours is a key habit of health. Best of all, my professional focus has gone from keeping unhealthy people alive to creating healthy lives. I love that. I spend my days finding better ways to help people reach a healthy weight and learn habits that support great health. The fuelings that I've helped others experience with success for many years are made by Medifast. I picked them as my partner, and I served as their medical director for almost 15 years. I also chose them because their products and programs set the gold standard with more than 35 years of efficacy, efficacy and safety. They are backed by studies and recommended by over 20,000 healthcare providers since their founding. And to top it off, Medifast has gathered a medical advisory board and research them team committed to keeping these scientifically formulated meals at the forefront of science and technology. A lot has changed since I made that choice so many years ago. I have helped create a growing community of coaches called Optavia that uses the Habits of Health system and which has helped over 1 million people impact their health over the last decade and a half. The Fuelings have evolved considerably and are best in class. In fact, they still play a central role as one of the core components as we help people transform their health and well-being. I'm also a scholar in residence at Mount St. Mary's University in LA and help teach college wellness advocates the power of habits of health. We are changing the way we define success beyond academia to help the next generation prioritize their health and well-being. My desire is always to lead from the future, thereby advancing the idea of health and well-being as a priority. I want to foster new ways of thinking and begin to convert our unhealthy world into a new type of healthy community. But it starts with what we are putting in our bodies. So, even in optimization, if I decide to use a fueling, which, I mean, because we need to be fueling every 3 hours. That's just to make our body work the way that it's meant to, and not to create that dysfunction with the metabolism. But, I mean, really, do you think eating a brownie from Optavia would be better than having a brownie from the store? I'm gonna
Oh,
have a
yeah.
candy bar once in a while. Well, you know what? Instead of a candy bar, I love to have my cookie dough bar. Do you think that that low glycemic protein carb balance would be better? The fuelings, I don't, I mean, they're not made for us to live on for the rest of our life. He really wants us to become a healthy person, but have options unlike anything ever before if we do have to go and be busy, and if we even just want a candy bar. If you just want a candy bar, if you just want something sweet, grab something sweet that still serves your body. It's crazy. Sorry, side note there. Okay, back
That's
to
okay. I wonder, because he wrote this a number of years ago. So is he still doing a lot of these things?
oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's integrated into so much stuff, and he's actually, you can't get the book anymore. The book has been discontinued.
Oh,
I
yeah.
believe that he's yeah, this will probably be our last time through this book, because I'm pretty sure he's getting ready to rewrite the next one. I wouldn't be surprised if by July or August we have a new book.
Mm,
So it's
yeah.
very interesting. But yes, he does all of this stuff. In fact, he has done a study over the last year and a half. He's used a continuous glucose monitor, and he's actually refined his health again over this last year and a half. And he's gotten down to where his body fat is like nothing. He looks fabulous, and he's having the strongest year of heli-skiing that he's ever had. That's something that he wants to
Wow.
do. He actually took his daughter. I mean, he's in his 70s, and he's stronger than a lot of these youngins, because he has really, really refined again. And that's what our goal
Hmm.
is, just to
Hmm.
becoming stronger, fitter, living longer, living our life to the fullest, and having the brain to be able to process it all, having the body to, sustain it. Yeah, he's a great example. And his other book should be coming out pretty soon. I pre-ordered a long time ago. It should be shipping out any time now. That one should be really good too. It looks like it's about GLP-1s, but realistically, it's about just really making a decision for health. But if somebody needs the GLP-1s, it's there for you too. But he explains the best way to look at all of those things. So, yeah, anyways.
Yeah. Mm.
So, yeah. So, healthy fuelings, healthy fast food for the 21st century. In our chaotic lives, we rarely find time to plan meals. Most of us don't even think about fueling our bodies until we're hungry and hypoglycemic. That's the mentality that's given rise to the fast food phenomenon, now a $208 billion a year business. If you were driving across the desert, you would fuel your car before you started, and you'd probably give at least some thought to where the next gas station was. But I'll bet you start your day in a hurry by skipping breakfast or worse, grabbing a donut and coffee. Then, just at the moment your body is screaming for food, the fast food industry steps in with the sights, smells, and convenience that lead to bad decisions. As we discussed in part 1.6, you, in charge of yourself, setting up for success, you are designed to make decisions in the moment, and the fast food industry has the playbook on immediate gratification. Bright signs, flashy colors, alluring photos, and convenient drive-throughs are hard to resist, especially when you just sensed the smell of French fries being wafted out of the local burger joint by an exhaust fan. Sadly, those unhealthy food fueling stations aren't going away anytime soon. So it's all the more important to find healthy alternatives that are convenient, readily available, and support the habits of health. So I'd like you to think of healthy fuelings as high quality fast food and a safety net to protect you from nutritional pollution. Fuelings give you what you need to feed your body when hunger strikes and you don't have time for a sit-down prepared meal. They're completely portable for convenience. They're sealed for safety. They'll individually package for reliable portion control, and they taste good whether they're for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Most importantly, the fuelings provide a balance of high-quality protein, complex carbohydrates, and added probiotic, along with 24 vitamins and minerals to protect your body and help you feel full and satisfied. And because they give you a scientifically determined dose of energy between 90 to 110 calories, you'll find it much easier to control your energy intake. Soon you'll be turning on your fat burning machine and starting to lose weight safely and effectively. I believe that fuelings are the easiest way to enter the path to optimal health. In time, I'll help you develop a complete healthy eating strategy to support you for the rest of your life, including advice on how to choose grocery stores, select from a restaurant menu, and cook a quick low glycemic meal. Fuelings can give you just the boost you need to get started on your journey to permanent weight loss and optimal health, just as I did. Are you ready? If you're ready to get started when there is no time like the present, then there is no time like the present. The Habits of Health is a journey, and you're going to be working on your health and well-being for the rest of your days. If you have some weight to lose, I cannot think of a better place to start. Remember in the last section when I asked if you could eat every 3 hours? If your answer is yes, you're going to find using Fuelings a breeze. You can, of course, wait and read about the healthy complete eating system I will be describing in the coming parts to support your journey. But if you want to get started immediately, you will have a plan. You can begin this week. By the end of this segment, you will have everything you need to start your weight loss journey. If I'm making prepackaged fueling sound like the way to go, I do have a bias towards the system. It's an extremely versatile, clinically effective tool. On top of that, we've worked to keep the fuelings affordable and attainable to you without an additional cost associated with companies that produce comparable scientifically formulated products. In fact, the parent company has recently adopted the shared vision that in order for fuelings to create lifelong transformation, they need to be part of a comprehensive approach. They will help you start losing weight. But in order for you to have lasting success, the fueling plans need to be supported by a coach who can guide you on installing the Habits of Health transformation system. If you're ready to do, not already, let's see, if you are ready and do not have a coach, you can go online and order the fuelings and you will be assigned a coach at no additional cost. It's an amazing offer, and as I've already said, having the support of a coach, and especially one who is using the Habits of Health, is a powerful combination in helping you on your journey. Go to optavia.com for more information. Side note on page 204 says it's a micro habit of health. So those small supportive habits. Eat a healthy meal every 3 hours to help push your body into a state of fat burning. I'm going to read the sidebar over here on page 205. Before you start your journey, I suggest you schedule a visit to see your healthcare provider. No doubt your healthcare provider will be excited that you've decided to lose weight and create health in your life. After all, it makes their job easier. In the appendix, you'll find a sheet information to give to your physician that explains this health makeover you're doing. It's also available for download at the website at www.habitsofhealth.com. A special note for those with type 2 diabetes. Checking in with your healthcare provider before you change your diet is particularly important if you have type 2 diabetes. As you switch to a low-calorie, low-glycemic way of eating, your blood sugar will lower immediately, and your level of medication may need to be reduced accordingly. The great news is that this is a signal of your body's initial step towards health. Your disease progression is being arrested, but do remember to watch your blood sugar closely in the beginning to make sure your medications are properly adjusted. So your weight loss eating patterns using Fuelings. Remember our old friend, the glucose insulin response curve? Let's take another look to see your eating plan using Fuelings, your weight loss healthy plan. That's this little graph right here. It's a
Mm-hmm.
very beautiful swing when we're fueling properly. So insulin is the dark line, blood glucose is the yellow line, and the baseline is the dotted yellow line. And when you fuel first thing in the morning, within half an hour of getting up, you bring up your blood glucose, but then your body produces insulin to come up and kind of draw that down. And then again, 3 hours later, you fuel again. So your blood glucose goes up, and your body, your pancreas is able to put just a little insulin in to just to guide, kind of gently guide it back down. And it's just the most beautiful swing in our blood sugar so that our body can actually work. And this is a huge piece of metabolic dysfunction reset. So this is what creates our mitochondria, the powerhouse of our cells, being able to work properly and convert that blood glucose that turns it into energy instead of that mitochondria being corroded and that not happening and creating more and more metabolic dysfunction. So you'll know from the graph above that a steady dose of low glycemic Fuelings helps you stabilize your blood sugar and keep your insulin level in control. With the Fuelings, you'll fuel your body throughout the day, every 3 hours, supplemented by a healthy meal in the evening or whenever it fits best into your schedule. That's if they're on the 5-in-1. I coach a lot of 4-2-in-1 and also a lot of the 5-in-1 Active Plus plans. So those are a little different. As you lower your total energy intake, that means we're eating fewer calories, lowering your total energy intake, and enter a mild fat burning state. One of our core principles, you'll start losing weight almost immediately. We don't do ketosis. Actually, in fact, even if you pee on a ketone stick, you won't notice that you're in ketosis, but the science behind our program brings you to a place where your body recognizes your fat as stored energy, and it will burn the fat and protect the lean muscle. Been proven. That's the fun thing.
Mm.
Now we actually have those results. And one thing that Dr. A was talking about just recently, he always talks about it. If we spike our blood sugar too much by eating too much or eating pie or whatever, you cannot burn fat. You can't. So even if you're in a calorie deficit, but you spike your blood sugar like that, your body has to burn muscle. It cannot burn stored fat. So that's a scary thing too.
Mm.
So even if you're not eating
Mm.
much, that's why a lot of people say, I don't eat very much. but they're spiking their blood sugar and they're packing fat. And if they do lose anything, they're losing muscle mass, which we do as we age anyway. So we really want to protect that. Wow. Okay, side notes. Let's keep going here. So your weight loss results may be a little slower if you have hypothyroidism, polycystic disease, or are on medications such as hormone replacement therapy. Consult with your healthcare provider if you have such conditions. The calorie state you'll enter during your weight loss phase may be lower when compared to what you're eating now, but within 3 days, you'll turn your fat stores as your energy source. Soon, you'll feel great and have plenty of energy and won't be tired or hungry. That's a cool thing, too, about when men are on program, they lose faster. Well,
Hmm.
muscle is active tissue. They have more muscle than women, so they automatically burn. Most of the time, they're larger than us, so they're going to burn more calories because they have more weight that they're packing around. And the cool thing is they can eat the same exact amount as we do on the 4-5-1 or the 4-2-1, because they have never ending calories stored in fat. And when their body recognizes that, they just simply are burning fat. And sometimes that creates a little bit of an icky taste in the mouth because, again, we're burning that fat. That fat stores toxins. That's one of the reasons to drink lots and lots of water. We want to flush that out. We don't want that stuff hanging around in the body. So, okay, we are going to stop there. We are on page 206,
Hmm.
and we will gather back around next week for more
Okay.
of this. So.
That's